Andrew, this again for the price point, so valuable.
Oh no, what we now have up there is another graphic on another product called Green Foods Complex, because a lot of folks confuse the cruciferous extracts with our Green Foods Complex. Cruciferous extracts are standardized extracts from cruciferous vegetables, standardized for their most important compound, which is glucosinolates. What our Green Foods extract is, a lot of folks had asked me to do a Green Foods drink. We'll probably be able to do one in the future because I now have a way, we'll do an unsweetened version, we'll have a way to sweeten it naturally without sugar and without anything synthetic, anything artificial. But our Green Foods, we created a capsule. So we created a green food capsule that focuses on the most important of the green foods. So you have your blue-green algae, you have your chlorella, you also have your barley grass, and you also have wheatgrass. So, and it's of course gluten-free. So that's a product I haven't spoken about on television probably for 5 or 6 years. But it's just, a lot of folks confuse, they look at the cruciferous vegetable product as sort of a green product, right? But it's cruciferous vegetables. These are the green foods. When you look at green drinks and things like that, that's often what the ingredients that you're looking at.
So would it...
barley grass, wheatgrass, chlorella, blue-green algae.
So it would be fine
spirulina.
To get both of these?
Yes, absolutely. They're both very different products.
Well, I didn't even know this existed. Perhaps you're like me. That's fantastic. So when we see all the green drinks, these healthy green drinks, these are some of the core ingredients? Typically,
yes. And sometimes now they're putting in some dried kale or dried spinach or things like that. But when it comes to those vegetables, for me, they need to be standardized so you're actually getting the beneficial compounds from those vegetables and not just dried spinach or dried kale. When it comes to our green food complex, those are very expensive ingredients. When you get the chlorella that we use, the spirulina that we use, the wheat and barley grass that we use, and again, it's, even though it says wheatgrass, it's 100%, like all of my products are 100% gluten-free. All of our products are non-GMO. That's something that we're very, very, of course, careful about.
That's a fabulous one. Only a couple hundred of those if you'd like to try it. Again, we invite you to go online. We'll head over. If you go to hsn.com, you'll see